Good morning. Welcome to Grand Thumb Farms. I'm on Maizy Lou Farms doing the Zero to Hero Challenge. Right now we're dropping off our apples and the apple juice, the best apple juice in Maizy Lou, and stuff from the little garden. The pallets over there I had to pull off the trailer because they have to be decanted before I can sell them. But the rest of the stuff I should be able to sell here. Yep. All right. 11,500. And we've got some wood products to sell. I'll come back with a trailer. And I've got to put those in a trailer and then dump them into the sell point there. But we'll go back and get the wood loaded up. That's going to be a couple of trips, and I'll sell that. And we've got all our silage to sell this morning. And when we get that done, and once that's done, I'm going to finish the work that we started on the new farm. I've kind of thought about it a lot, and I think I know what I'm going to do. But like I talked about, selling that silo and moving the shed, and I'll show you in just a couple of minutes. And after I left last episode, I got back on my quest to become a root farmer, and I spent several hours playing around with that. And you'll see our money is much lower. Well, I did the contract for a couple of parsnip fields. I think I already turned them in. Yes, I did. So I did a couple of parsnip harvesting and then one regular harvesting field, and made a little money and lost a lot of money. I also bought a few things from the store. We'll go by there and see that in just a minute. And then I made one. I think I pretty much planned to make all the purchases that I did make. But there was one that was kind of a one of those quick decision or impulse buys. Yeah, impulse buy. I had one impulse buy, and the shop did find that trailer that we were looking for. But everything's still at the shop, and we'll go look at it as soon as I get this stuff loaded and sold, and we'll head down there and take a look at what we got. How's that for safe stacking? I normally don't stack 3 high, and I hope that that one is actually stuck there. It'll be fine. Ooh. Okay, we'll get these sold and then we'll go by the shop and kind of see what's there. It's still early in the morning for me. It seems like I hadn't woke up yet. We'll see how it goes. See if I can patch something together here. Let's sell this up at the Brain Museum. So that happened. Turns out it wasn't strapped on. I'll be back to pick that up. $33,000 plus what I left on the road back there. That'll be that helps a lot. Gets me close to where I was last night anyway. So the items that I purchased yesterday, I think I got everything on sale. I'm pretty sure I did. Some fertilizer and net wrap, that's a no-brainer. And then I found the tree planter went on sale. I didn't want to have to keep leasing that because I do plan to plant a bunch of trees. They found the Anderson round bale picker-upper. Make picking up the bales easily, or much easier. And then, not sure why I got this, but I guess I'm convinced using a chaser bin is gonna be a big help. But if nothing else, I can use this to. It does carry fertilizer if I needed to fill a cedar or something like that in the field. But it's this. The cedar is the one that got me, because after I bought everything else, did the 3 contracts, I believe, I about broke even. I just pay these workers way too much. It takes so long to do those contracts, but about broke even. And then this bednar cedar was in the sale. I went ahead and picked it up. Because, hey, I need to plant grass, right? I could have picked up a really cheap planter for grass, but I think I paid $60,000 for this. But it was on sale, so that's what got me down to where I was. And now with the sale of our daily, the apples and apple juice and garden items and wood products, we're almost broke even to where we left last night. So I'm going to get back, go pick up that wood, and I'm going to hold on. Then we'll go back and pick up the trailer and pick up the trailer, to get the silage sold, and then we'll head to the farm and see if I can make something of that. So I think that's the plan. We need to do a couple of things. First is sell some of these silage bales. And then I cannot forget to go over to the place where we just sold the apples and stuff this morning and sell those crops that we set on the ground. Farmers market over there, yes. I was able to do a couple of things through the magic of editing. I did a few contracts. I did a sewing contract and wood transport, plowing, a couple of cultivating, and the deadwood. So I got those done. And when we head towards the once we stop picking up these bales, go ahead and cash those in and see what kind of money that brought. Okay, we need to see where we're going to sell the farmer's market. So we're going to the same place. All right, I'm going to shorten these clips so we can get the farm finished up there. That's the goal. We'll see you at the farmer's market. I did not look to see how much we were going to get for these. And I have to remember how to... There we go. Hopefully it will be good money, but I think our economy makes it a little tougher. 10,000, 12, 14, 16, 17... That 18,000? Not too bad. I'm going to sell the other bales that are left and then grab the little tractor and trailer and get up here and sell those 2 boxes of stuff over there that we left. I think it's potatoes and green beans or something like that. But we'll see. I'll be right back. Let's sell these veggies. See what they are first. Spinach and taters. And I think this is how we're going to sell them. Whoops, incorrect. Yep, we fill them first. Maybe we have to get out of the sell point and then back in. Maybe that'll work. Or we choose, yeah, there we go. I have some button issues. Whoa. $200? Obviously, we're not going to get much for these. And where won't those fill? I just don't understand these things. Maybe this trailer can't take spinach. Let me check. It's supposed to take spinach. This is silly. Just got to be in the right spot. That's all. And seems like it's a lot harder than it needs to be. And another $250. While we're here, let's go ahead and cash in our contracts. Cultivating for 1,300 and 10,000 to 1,300, 13,000. Deadwood for 880. Selling for 7,500. I knew that one wasn't going to be very much, but I did it to do it. And 4,500. So grand total 159,981. Okay. Next stop, the farm, maybe? Let's see where we end up. Something I wanted to do before we start working on the farm is to sell off this wrapper. I realized there's no grass on this map except for mine, and currently have a wrapper, so there's no reason to have this one. I'm gonna go ahead and sell it, and hopefully won't regret it. I also need to pick up that equipment that's over there. We're at 159,981. Pair for 2,000. And for 8,300. Sell. Okay. So that's sold. I've got stuff moved out of the sheds. So the first thing I'm going to do is sell off all the sheds and stuff that, I say sheds and stuff, the hay storage, and then the little shed and the silos and the lime and the lights. So I'm going to get rid of all the rest of those parts or those things, and then I'll kind of paint out where the field's going to go and place. I think I'm going to put one shed and then the hay barn, or yeah, the hay storage. I'll put it back. I think I'm going to need to pull out all the hay before I get rid of it. And I'll just stick it in the sheep, stick it in for the sheep, because there should be plenty of room. We'll get that done and then see what's up. Okay, we're in the construction menu now. First thing I'm gonna do is sell everything. I got all the hay out. I'm gonna go. Well, first of all, here's the new shed and the hay barn moved. This shed, if you've not seen it before, has a back on it. And I meant to paint it. Well, I forgot, so that's on me. I'm gonna have to have a bunch of money before I can do something about it. I am gonna take these 3 trees down. So right now I'm gonna need a stump grinder, my winch from up on the bluff up there, and I'm gonna get those taken down. No stump grinder, and I see nothing that I can't live without. So the stump grinders, forestry, stump cutters. Lease that's $1,300. I will lease it. Ready for that? And I'm gonna go grab this stuff, and I'll be right back. I'm probably gonna have to cut these up a little bit. I don't want to grind this stump until I move the trees out of the way, because I think if you hit the trees wrong, you lose them, and a lot of wood to lose. So let me go get my winch, and we'll clean up these trees a little bit and move them over out of the way. I wonder if I can drag them up this hill. That might be fun. With the trees all clear, now I get to see if I can get this stump grinder to work. Sometimes they're finicky, but I typically have pretty good luck with them. Just a matter of holding your tongue just right in your mouth. And finding the stump. There it is. Turned on. Kind of roll over it. Like that. It must have changed something. At one point, it was very difficult. Although patience has always played a big part in it. So stumps ground, trees cleared, stumps ground. Then I need to cut some with the plow, and I can cut this field even larger. and see if I can get it planted before the day is through. The field's all lined, and now I'm going to go pick up some seed and fertilizer, which I don't think I'll need much fertilizer. And we'll get it planted, then rolled, and we should be set. we were able to get through the whole field without having to refill. That was good. Actually used more fertilizer than I thought we would. But it looks pretty good. A couple of spots that it may have missed on some of these tight corners. We'll clean these up. Then we'll get the rolling done. And that should be everything. Well, the goal was to get the grass field planted and the yard straightened out. And I think we pretty much did that. Although it wasn't very pretty. The seems like we're running into little issues all the way through. But hopefully it all comes together and makes some kind of sense. There's still a lot of work to be done around here. I got to get some grass in and put everything away. But tomorrow will be September. So we'll get to buy some more sheep. I may get the shop to find me a trailer so that we can transport our own sheep. I'll have to kind of think about that. And there was something else that I wanted to get out. I guess we're going to be kind of looking for a stump grinder to keep. It'd be good to have one of those. And a Iceria Scout. I'll look to pick up one of those also. I may do another contract once I finish. Once I finish bringing all this equipment back to the yard. Still have to clean up some trees. So there's still some cleanup to do, but the grass was planted and that was the biggest goal of the episode. Maybe this will come in handy one day. Who knows? I appreciate you watching. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you see me in the next one. Have a good day.